All right, we're in Pilot Point, Texas today at C&C Ranch at Chad and Susie Chan's home of Hoof Watch, and we're going to be making 2 shoes from Sheridan. We're going to be making the lateral breakover shoe and a Trnka-Preventer Roadster in the individual class, sponsored by Montana Farrier Supply. We have a shoe, a Trnka-Preventer Roadster with no clip. It is made out of 11 inches of 1/2 by 1. It's got a lateral heel caulk, and then it's got a running wedge, but the fullering doesn't run up, so you've got a step. This does 2 things for you. It moves this whole projection in to where if they're speedy cutting or they're hitting themselves on the inside, you've got no sharp wedge to get a hold of them there. It elevates it to the same as the outside heel caulk, and then we've got a cut across the corner with a bit of safing on it. It's fullered. There's 2 different nails in this shoe. The lateral's got a Libero 3, and the medial's got a Libero 3, and the lateral's got a Libero Arc 5 in them. Pretty straightforward. We're bumping up the toe a little bit, and just trying to put some symmetry in it. This is a 5 by 5 1/4 shoe. It's 11 inches. I'm gonna try and bump as fairly close to center as possible, and then the bump for the medial wedge will give my offset. Just a little bit of material we're gonna put into the toe just to give it some material to forge away from the toe. If you don't have anything in the toe, you got no material to forge around your toe. All right, we're gonna bump up the medial wedge, just putting a little bit of material in there. And you can see, not very much, but I got enough material. By the time I get done forging the heel, it'll pucker up even a little bit more. You see, now you can see my bump is definitely to one side. My bump, medial heel, this is all gonna get sweetened and pulled out, so you have to have way less material on the medial aspect. Just kind of setting up the length of my branches. Gonna flatten it out a little bit here. And then, again, just kind of locking in the length of the branch. You have to remember this much is being turned up, so you need a way less than you think you actually need, because by the time you turn it up, that disappears, where this branch is just gonna grow every step of the way. And at this point, I just wanna get the toe wide so I can, if my toe is off a little bit, all I have to do is I can take a piece here and there, but if I have it wide, then I've got material to cheat from. We'll do the medial aspect of it. And just start my branch and kind of tighten it up a little bit. Come all the way through. Finish that heel. Now come here, come off the anvil and flatten it like this, like it's already a wedge. Don't just hit flat, because you're gonna wreck all that material you wanted to save for that. If I leave this piece of material right here, that means that I can scar it or hit it on the face of the anvil. So if I safe it off before I set this down, then that means it won't be in the way to be hit at all. Drop your hammer handle lower than the face, and that way you can come at an acute angle and you're not bouncing it off the face of the anvil. Now that material's gone, I can just set the whole thing down. And I don't make any mark. And so now I just come up and reforge my heel of setting it down, one more time of setting it down and then safing it, and then I can sweeten up the branch. All right, you can see where it's kind of giving me a little bit of a corner there, so I'm gonna come in here, sweeten up my branch from the toe, come all the way down. Come right here, and this is I got plenty of heat to refuller it. At this point, I'd rather come coarse with my nails in the heel because I can rasp that off. If I come fine, I've got nowhere to go with it. Come in here, kind of adjust my safing for that toe. Blend all that in so it looks deliberate where your fullering stops. And now you can see I can just sweeten up the branch and be done with the branch. Start your toe from right here and then finish it off right here. Rebuild your heel. You'd rather get a lot of this done in the straight while you got nice lines to go with instead of just jumping the gun and then there's really no way you can get in there and clean up the way it looks. All I got to do is hold it right there, push. I'm not going to overdo it because I'll probably take one cleanup heat on the medial side once I have something to reference it to the outside. Kind of come over here and just make some transition points. Get that straightened up, leaning back. Come here and just kind of pick up, do a half blow, and get that corner established. Gonna sit here and clean up my toe a little bit, and then bring this branch all the way down and get some length on that. Just getting those edges in, and you can see from right here, holding at an angle, getting that front nice and flat so that I can come right here and get a nice, clean, sharp transition. Drop her down a little bit. Come over here. And then just set her down a little bit right here. Now I'll just turn the branch. All right, we're gonna kick it out. Then I'm just gonna over bend it When I say over, bend it, kick it way too far in. Now I'm going to come right here and go out to the heel quarter, go over the top, and then finish up. But instead of finishing up right there, I'm going to finish up the branch right here. Just running my edges. I'm just going to take one cleanup heat and put shape into both sides. It measures 5 by 5 1/4. So I'm just a skosh under 5, so I know I got to go out to the heel quarter. And I'm 5 1/2. So I'm under 5 and 5 1/2, so I just got to put more width for the specimen shoe. It has to have more width and more quarter and less length. I'm going to hold it right at the heel nail because that's where the quarter is, and I'm getting ahead of the horn, so I'm actually pushing the quarter out. And then I'm going to come right on through the toe. Then I'm going to hold it in the toe, and I'm going to get ahead of it there. Just flattening it real good. This is a little trickier with a wedge, but it can be done. Now I'm going way past the horn. That's opening up that branch, and I'm coming right through the toe. Now I'm gonna start right at the heel and come on and come around. It has a check to it. The heel has a check, so right now all I'm going to do is make that look really intentional. And then come in here and give it some heel cut. Put a little bit of my sapin on there, right to the toe. Just kind of, all I'm doing is cleaning up the shoe, making sure everything is nice and tidy. A right hind preventer, and I think some of the pitfalls will be if you fuller this too fine, you'll break off a piece that'll just wiggle around, and then you'd rather have it come too coarse and rasp your quarter in there than to come too fine and then just be left with trying to shape it in there. Definitely want to split the stock on the lateral side, and you know, it's just a deceiving shoe because you need way less material for the medial branch than you do the lateral branch. That's probably the struggle you're going to have in this shoe. 5 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches long.